Yo guys, what's happening? I think we're having another baby. I mean this, look at this. The anemone came to speak because I'm so excited. The anemone yesterday moved from there to there. And then as a result, this morning I took the time to frag up the hammer, which is long overdue. Move the cluster over here. And while here, I also fed the anemone, which I probably should not, but I was feeding the green spotted puffer, so I have the white shrimp. I just cut a little piece, gave it to him. And I see that it's kind of stretching across the rock, which is kind of odd. And I noticed that the mouth is actually on this edge, and it's almost like the skin is being torn through. I see rock coming through the oral disc. So I feel like it may be in the process of splitting. Maybe. If I'm wrong, you're not gonna see this video. So if you're seeing this video right now, I'm probably right.
Later that night.
Hey, what's up, Reefers? Like all new parents, we gotta check on our kids when it's nighttime, just to make sure they're okay. So let's take a quick look. That is almost a perfect view. That is almost exactly half the anemone up in the front. You see that? It's split almost directly down the mouth. The foot is on the back side, and all the way on the other side of the rock we see some anemone, see some oral disc. So I think that is the other half. Oh, look at that. Yep, completely separated. Look at this. And now there are two confirmed complete splits. Both seems really healthy. This one is almost the same size as before split. I was hoping they'll get a little bit smaller so it doesn't sting as many corals, but it looks like roughly the same size. I don't know how that one came to be when this one is roughly the same size as before, but it will be interesting on how to get that one out. Here, let me step back a little bit so you can kind of see the scape at the moment. I'll try to catch one of them while they're moving around and pull one out of this tank. As to what I am going to do with the splits, I am not sure yet, but unless they really park together, I don't think this tank can hold two large bubble tip anemone. But it's cool. Both the mom and the child are healthy. Can't ask for more. Alright, there are a couple things I had to do with the macroalgae tank. Namely, I need to clean off the front glass so we can actually see in it. But if you look from the top, things are growing really, really well. And the one thing I want to really bring to you guys' attention is this mushroom right there. I got this locally from another awesome local reefer, and he told me that it's some kind of white St. Thomas mushroom. However, under my lights, over time it developed this sky blue, baby blue coloration. And this, what you see on screen right now, is really true to what I see in person as well. So the color look absolutely fantastic, and that coloration is definitely going to be hidden if I have a stronger blue, which I guess I'll show you a little bit later on in this video. But what I really need to do today is to address this right here. This is what we call the atomic broccoli macroalgae. I laugh because that name is so awesome. It's one of my favorite macroalgae at the moment, but the reason is because I think it grew too big. And as the water pushed against it, eventually it ripped off of the frag plug clean off right there. It was just super glued down. It got ripped off and just got sucked up against the Vortex MP10 for the weekend. I did not have time to address it until now. I got some frag towels, small frag towels here. Hopefully it will attach well. So let's get to work. And of course, we should feed this guy, Wasabi Maru, in a little bit. And he is, as you can see, he is getting used to me. Not really shying away anymore. So maybe we'll try hand feeding him. All right, got my yellow gloves on, and some people actually make fun of me. It's like, why are you wearing gloves? I mean, just coral, not gonna sting you. Yes, but sometimes I have soap and stuff on my hand. I don't wanna wash my hand before switching into a tank and wash my hand again after. So sometimes I just slip on a pair of gloves. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Here we go. Yep, oh, that grew a lot. That actually grew a lot. Look at this. The thing I really like about it is the, well, obviously color's great, and like the little pimple, bright red pimples. Just beautiful. And I like how dense it grows too. It's like multiple ribbons knotted together, which is quite nice. And again, being a fast grower is a huge bonus. And look down, there's the dragon breath. That's my other favorite macroalgae at the moment. Although I have to say, a new one is rising up quick, and that's, you can't even see inside. I'll show you later, but it's back there. It's almost like a bubbly ribbon that goes up. All right, we got all our toys here. I think what I'll try is actually use super glue to build a little section right here first. Almost like a little cup to hold the macroalgae in versus trying to just press it onto this. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Let's try it out. I am using Ocean Wonders Fractiles. I like the Ocean Wonders line of frag plug and tiles simply because they're so porous. They're really easy to clip, and I feel like it's kind of rough, so it's easier for the frags to stay versus if it's too smooth. Sometimes you're just kind of really relying on the how tactful the super glue is, which I have another video coming up later on comparing different super glues. I'm gonna cut a smaller piece out, almost like a backup, onto a separate tile. That's why you see I have two little ones here. I'm also using meta glasses to try to bring that first person perspective for like cold fragging, tank maintenance, just to see if it's worth using this to bring a different way of seeing content. I don't know, let me know what you think. All right, looks to be pretty sturdy. Yeah, let's give it a try. I mean, the only concern is with the, I guess the tissue that's stuck on the super glue side is going to start rot and float the whole thing away. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So far, so good. Alrighty, slightly cleaner. We'll wait for things to open back up. But in the meantime, I am feeding Wasabi Maru snails. This is snail that I picked up from Asian supermarket. Not exactly sure what type, but he is pretty good about eating pretty much anything that he can get his little beak into. And I've been feeding every other day. And I try to incorporate some shellfish. There's something hard to trim down his beak, because as you know, puffer, I guess somewhat similar to parrotfish and stuff like that, need to chew on hard stuff to keep the beak in shape and trim back. And just to zoom out, just to see how large he is in comparison to the tank. I think he should still be okay here for a couple months, but he is definitely growing up fast, and he's getting more and more outgrowing as the day goes by, which is great, because he usually just go beeline for the back, turn left, exit stage left. That's what he does. And so far he has not bothered any macroalgae, of course, and also haven't really bothered any corals. Though mostly I have soft coral in this tank. I think at some point I may introduce some LPS just to see. I just want to see if it would chew on the skeleton portion with a little flesh attached. He's gone. And this little guy is so good at hiding. Sometimes I have a tough time finding him, but usually he'll be there. That's his spot. Like right among the mangrove roots, like right there. Well, guys, here it is. Look at the Colorado sunburst anemone. It is absolutely confirmed that we got a split. We got two. It almost looked like this one want to split again, but I kind of doubt it. It's just a really elongated oral disc, probably because it's cut in half. So you get half of it here and then half of it there. So far, it is behaving. It's not really moving from under the ledge, which is a good spot. Although I do probably want to push the frog spawn and hammer out a little bit so that they don't get stung. But so far so good. And over here, some of the Discosoma definitely got torched a little bit, but for the most part they also seems okay. And the Jawbreaker mushroom has already sprouted a new baby as well. And coming over here, you see that I accidentally knocked off a large piece of goldenrod and a capora. I think it's that chunk right there. There used to be a chunk right there, accidentally knocked it off. So if you're local, you're looking for a nice chunky piece of goldenrod and Inappropriate, definitely let me know. Also still have a frag of Space Invader Pectinia ready to go too. I haven't really looked too much at this tank because I've been focusing on the mangrove tank that is chock full of macroalgae at this point. It is going really well. Oh, by the way, look at this. This is some of my pricier Discosoma or Rhodactis mushrooms. We got the OG bounce. I probably want to twist it a little bit so that it kind of face the camera, face the front, but whatever. Facing that way, I guess it gets more light. Over there we have the Godzilla and also of course the Magic Carpet that is coloring up, which is excellent. And back there we still have the Elegance Coral that's kind of tucked away. Alright, here we go from the top. And just kind of like a quick once over. I think a lot of corals look way better from top down, especially the gold torch. That's why you see a lot of people taking a picture of the gold torch from top down. That's where you can really enjoy the golden coloration. Look at this. Versus, let me show you a front view. And then I'll give you a top view again. Yeah, it's probably because it's always facing a light, so it's a little bit brighter. And, oh, I can go this way. And up here, you see that I made a clearing from the Anacophora in the airspace of the Chlamydia's Crocea clam because it was starting to shade it a little bit. And I think it's a little bit happier. It stopped rotating and trying to find a good spot. Also, clip out some of the Stylophora to give it space. But I think it's just a matter of time where I probably need to take out most of this colony, if not all of it, to make room for the clam. And over here, that is a piece of SPS that survived from the TSA Coral Grow Out Contest. I forget exactly which one it is. It grew a little bit, it started coloring back up, so I think it is doing something. And over here is the RLC Firecracker that I got from Box Reef, that is local Reefer. He has an amazing looking SPS tank. Still need to find the time to head on over and try to see if he's up for doing a little video. But they are slowly growing. Since we're talking about SPS, of course, we also gotta kind of tap on these guys right here. Let me zoom in. That is Bill Murray, also from Box Reef, the local reefer. He hooked me up, as well as this guy right here. This is actually interesting. This is Goth Bonsai. All the Goth Bonsai died back from this tank during the nutrient crash, was it early last year? However, there must have been a little bit of remnants of like a couple polyps on the rock, right? I didn't plant any new frag there. It just grew from those little remnants. It just grew back. It encrusted first. So it took out the forest fire digitata right there, and then it started sprouting. And this is what we have so far. And the Goth Bonsai has a tendency to shoot straight up instead of spreading out. So it'll be interesting to see what shape it takes in 2 or 3 years time. This here is probably my favorite angle of this tank because you get to see the front, you know, the mids and some of the background as well. And this reminds me of the Flatiron Building in New York. And look at this, from this view you can actually see the Colorado sunburst anemone now. On the frac rack, we got some corals that I'm working on growing out, or I just don't know where to plant them on the rockscape because things are pretty packed in the moment. But I do also have frags for trade for sale as well if you see anything that you like. There's a lot more I can go over in this 135-gallon tank simply because we haven't talked about it so much, and I have actually added a lot of things into this tank and try some new ideas out. But we'll save that for a future video. And here's one more look of the... Do I even call this a mangrove tank at this point? It's taken over by a macroalgae tank again. I keep renaming this tank based on what is front and center at the moment, but right now it definitely looks like macroalgae. I wanted to do a backlit shot for you guys, but unfortunately in Maryland it is rainy the whole week, so I don't think that's gonna happen. And I am gonna take off to Florida in a few days, so I want to just give you guys one more look before I head off, just in case anything happened to this tank as well. At least we have like a snapshot of what it looks like. I'm just zoom in a little bit more. The Weeping Willow looking great. This one as well. This one as well. All the softies are loving it. And the macroalgae is just exploding in growth. Just look at this. Look at this. And one thing that is popping up that I may not like as much are these guys right here. These red cotton ball like algae from my back in the days, 20 plus years ago. I hear these are bad news, like you can never get out of it. Oh, hi there. What's up, wasabi? But yeah, back in the days, I heard that they are just here to stay. These cotton ball algae is bad news. I'm not sure if anything have changed. I have not seen these recently. So if you have any information about these like red cotton ball like macroalgae, please let me know. Do I need to address them right away or can I let them grow? They actually look kind of nice, if I may be honest. Look at this atomic broccoli is growing well. The frag is also started growing as well. So this is excellent. And what I'm most excited about is this guy right here. Look at this. This was a sleeper hit for me. Look at this. This almost reminds me, like I mentioned, like a kelp, but in red coloration. This looks absolutely fantastic. The other one is still there, but it's kind of covered up, so it's not really in the spotlight. Look, oh, look at that. Look at this. The sun is actually coming out a little bit, so you get a little bit of that effect, but definitely nothing to the point of morning sunshines. I actually still have the blue lights in the back. Actually, I can tune to white as well. So we can try the backlit aquarium idea again. That was from my 45-gallon cube tank. It was just like a really simple LED light strip. What I did was like I frosted the back glass with window film, and I just put the backlight there on the timer, and it looked nice. Maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll try that in the next video, and you guys tell me whether it looks nice or not. But I think it's gonna look fantastic. Although if we do that, we may lose the effect of the morning sunshine coming from the back. That was fantastic too. But we can try it, and we can always just take out the back film anyways. When you're watching this, I am most likely already in Florida, Fort Myers to be specific. We're dropping Leon off at Sanibel Seaside School, and it's a wonderful, at least what I hear, is a wonderful summer camp, week-long summer camp for kids. They'll go tide pooling and learn about the environments and all the critters in there, and it just like it just plant a seed in their head. So who knows? Who knows? I wish I can go or attend. But in the meantime, I'll be in the Fort Myers area exploring the different fish stores and maybe hook up with some of the, not hook up, that sounds bad. Link up with some of the local reefers there. Oh, look at this. This is so cool. Man, I love this tank. I mean, don't get me wrong, the 135 is amazing as well, but this tank, there's so much characters right now. I love it. Look at this little dude. And I think macroalgae, maybe it's because it's been a while since I've kept a lot of macroalgae, and I just love it. It's so different. It's so different. And look at the string of pearl, red macro, or red bubble algae. I think that's what they call it. Anyways, I can stare at this all day. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.